Hello and welcome everybody. Those times of the day when you want to eat something quick but not too elaborate, I think I have the perfect recipe for that. Let's start off with making tomato and basil bruschettas, or as some people call it, bruschettas. So bruschettas are basically Italian dish, which is you have a slice of bread or baguettes, and over that you top it with whatever filling you're using. Like in here we are using tomatoes and basil, and you could also top it with some cheese and then just melt it away in the oven. So the basic requirement for this is you need to have a good loaf of bread. Here I have a store-bought pack of baguettes, and I have buttered them up and already toasted beforehand, so they are nicely toasted and crisp. So now we are going to make its topping. For making the topping, we'll take around 1.5 teaspoon of chopped garlic. These are finely chopped garlic. To this I'll be adding, let's see, 1, and well, this should be 2. So 2 tablespoons of finely chopped onions, and loads of tomatoes. So 1, 2, 3, let's say 3.5 tablespoon of tomatoes. And the must is freshly chopped basil. Freshly chopped basil is something which you cannot substitute in this recipe with any other kind of herb, either dried basil or any other kind of herb. So especially for people from India, you might find it difficult to find fresh basil in markets. You might have to go to some specialty store. Even if you don't find the fresh basil in a specialty store, what you could do is you could always substitute the basil with our own tulsi patta. Tulsi belongs to the family of basil, though it might taste a bit different, but still you'll get the hang of it. So to this I'm going to add salt. Salt is to taste. Some ground black pepper, that's to taste as well, and maybe a pinch of dried herbs. This is mixed herbs, not too much. Give it a good mix. And now comes the favorite ingredient of the Italians, olive oil. So I'm going to add around 2 tablespoons of olive oil in here. Well, not 2, 1.5. There. Okay. So there it is. And now to these nicely toasted baguettes, I'm going to top it with the filling that we just made. Like that. So I've topped my toast with the topping that we made. Now to these, you could just leave it like this. I mean, serve it right away just the way it is, or you could also maybe add in some grated cheese and pop it in the oven for maybe 3 to 5 minutes, or until just the cheese melts. I'm not going to add cheese to all of them, but just maybe few. Okay. Now the ones which were without the cheese, I have removed them from the baking tray and kept it into my serving plate. Now for these which have cheese sprinkled over it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it into the oven for maybe 5 minutes, or basically till the cheese melts a bit. So see you. So it's been 5 minutes that I've put it into the oven, and my cheese has melted just right. Now I'm gonna just arrange it into my serving plate. So, a perfect tomato and basil bruschetta is all done and ready. I hope you love it, and I'm sure this will fill those tiny whiny times of the day with pleasure. So until next time, take care and eat healthy.